Surprising as it may seem, one of the greatest kings in Israel's history was once a humble shepherd boy. Yes, we're talking about King David, a fascinating character from the Bible, whose life was a roller coaster of triumphs and tragedies, faith and failures. Today we'll delve deep into the life of this enigmatic leader, exploring key themes that defined his reign. David's leadership is a central theme in his story. He was a shepherd boy, the youngest of 8 sons, an unlikely candidate for leadership. But destiny had other plans. David was chosen by God to be the next king of Israel, a decision that shocked many, but in hindsight, made perfect sense. David's leadership style was a blend of courage, humility, and charisma. He led his people not from an ivory tower, but from the front lines, always ready to confront challenges head-on. Whether it was battling the mighty Goliath with just a sling, or leading Israel to numerous military victories, David's leadership was bold and decisive. Next, let's consider David's faith. His relationship with God was intense and personal. This is evident in the book of Psalms, many of which David authored. He was not afraid to express his deepest feelings to God, whether they were of joy, desperation, or repentance. His faith was not a static, unchanging entity, but a dynamic, evolving relationship with the divine. It was this faith that gave him the courage to face Goliath and the strength to endure the trials and tribulations that followed his ascension to the throne. However, David's life was far from flawless. His failures and sins are just as prominent in the biblical narrative. The most notable of these is his adulterous affair with Bathsheba and the subsequent murder of her husband Uriah. This incident stands as a stark reminder that even the greatest of leaders can succumb to temptation and make grave mistakes. But what sets David apart is his willingness to acknowledge his sins and seek forgiveness. When confronted by the prophet Nathan, David does not deny his wrongdoing, but instead repents sincerely. His life is a testament to the power of forgiveness and the possibility of redemption. Finally, David's legacy is a theme that deserves attention. Despite his failures, David is remembered as a man after God's own heart. His life, filled with high points and low, serves as a blueprint for those seeking to understand what it means to be a leader, a believer, and a flawed human being. His legacy is one of strength and vulnerability, faith and doubt, success and failure. In closing, let's ponder this. What can we learn from King David's life? Perhaps it's that greatness isn't defined by perfection, but by how we respond to our imperfections. Or maybe it's that true faith is not about never doubting or questioning, but about maintaining our relationship with God through all the ups and downs. What do you think? As we navigate the complexities of our own lives, how can we apply the lessons from King David's life to our own? It's a thought that warrants reflection.